Uh, I just like to take my time with it, and I like the bike to kind of. It's gonna sound weird, but kind of tell me the way direction we want to go. And
Yeah.
one of the things that happens a lot is people always ask me is like, I want to paint my bike blue. I said, I'm sure you do. Yeah, cool. Yeah, well, talk to me in about 6, 8 weeks or 3, 4 months when the bike's together, because then you might look back and be like, blue's the dumbest fucking choice for this color bike, and this bike just wants to be gold.
Yeah.
Like gold makes this bike look cool.
Like, I mean, there was a bike, a Sportster mocked up without being painted. And I had a whole paint idea, right? And then I saw it, and it was just the bare metal, just all
Yeah,
sitting. And I was like, oh, that. We don't need to
Right.
paint this. It actually turns out like,
right. Yeah. See, and it's just shit like that you just sit there and look at it, and you're like, this is so cool the way it is.
Yeah.
Like, and the other thing, I don't, I got away from building like the clean classic chrome everything and its mother, show bikes. I'm a crusty, grungy guy.
Yeah.
So my bikes fit my personality.
right. And I mean, I don't. There's a lot of pushback right now on the general like show bike world where they
Yeah.
don't move or run or have ever had any fluid in them. And I mean, I tend to fall on the side of like, yeah, bikes are art, for
Yeah.
show, but they should also be able to get
Functional.
there. And
Correct.
otherwise, it's not doing the main thing a bike does, which is fucking run and move.
Hmm.
Uh, so like, I always appreciate builders that like if there's a ride-in show, like we talked to guys from Idle Hands, which is going on in
Mhm.
New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
it like that whole fucking show is like you have to build everything. You can't put any. No one else can do anything, including paint anything. You have to do it all, right? Uh, and you have to like write it into the show. And if it doesn't do that, you're no longer involved.
Which here's the deal. Here's my thing with this. Not everybody's a painter. You know,
No.
not everybody knows how to lay the flame licks down right. So what you're basically doing is saying, here, we know you don't have a clue. You have a cool build and a cool concept, but you're fucking it with your own paint. So go ahead and paint it so then it looks like just a hodgepodge of shit.
But sometimes hodgepodge of shit are cool.
That's the story of my life. Like, the most. So here, every bike. So ZZ Chop was probably my one of my most show pieces because of the stage we're on. I'm doing everything super shiny and blah blah blah. And it loses to my Crusty shit every time. I'll take the Crusty bike just so I have something to bop around on,
Right.
and the Crusty bike will win. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like,
That's how that goes.
yeah,
It oftentimes stands out a little bit more when it doesn't look like everything else.
right. So, and that's it. Here's the other thing. So I can't say the name of this television broadcast that's about to air, but I can beat around the bush enough to where we can figure out. How's that?
Is it actually going to air?
Yes,
Okay.
there's one that's coming to air pretty soon. It was a TV show that was way back popular in the early 2000s. They had a guy that liked to stand on the seat, and he passed away on his right before in the middle. So if you know where I'm going, so they're bringing that back, right? And the producers kept asking me, "What am I building? What am I building? You're building a crusty bike in the biggest stage of your life." And I said, "Why would I go away from what got me here?
Yeah.
Why would I try and reinvent my wheel right now?" So, needless to say, the other team allegedly had a painter that was this world renowned painter. That's all I kept saying. This painter is world renowned. I'm like, okay, cool. Why on God's green earth are you so worried about the freaking paint of the fucking bike? Like, there's more to a bike than just paint. Obviously, paint and wheels and bars are the three, and exhaust are the four things that as soon as you walk up to a bike, you're like, okay, the paint will grab your attention. The exhaust, the wheel, something grabs your attention and grabs you in, right?
Right.
But if you have a shitty paint job done well, it grabs your attention.
Yeah.
Or if your fabrication is so spot on and tight, and your design is so good, that grabs your attention. And
Well,
you
like you're saying, listen to the bike as you're building it. That grabs your attention.
right,
You know, there's a guy that we're friends with named Kenny. I don't know. He doesn't like media or attention, so I'm not going to say his last name.
yeah,
But
Great guy.
he builds fucking kick-ass bikes, right? And he ships he builds them in small town Kentucky, and people out in LA buy them and they ship them out there, and then they pretend
right,
they're really cool now.